Vi har fået lov til at interviewe udviklerne bag Dead Island 2. Vi sidder lige herovre.
I'm Khan. I'm the lead narrative designer at Deep Silver Dambuster Studios.
I'm David Stenson. I'm game director on Dead Island 2.
Okay. First off, hard question. What the hell took you guys so long?
I mean, we've been working on Dead Island 2 at Dambuster for 4 years.
Yeah.
Since 2018. To be honest, for us, it's been a pretty regular game dev cycle. You know, we took the premise of one of the franchise pillars being Paradise Gone to Hell. You might remember the hotel resort on Banoi, and we thought a really good equivalent for that was Los Angeles, so we were keen to sort of keep that location. It gives us a lot of rich material to, you know, base interesting characters and postcard locations from, but one of the big things that we wanted to bring to the table for Dead Island 2 was the visceral combat. That's really what we wanted to evolve the gameplay forward with. So we've spent a lot of time over the past 4 years developing that.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of the Paradise Gone to Hell, I think one of the really interesting things, especially as a storyteller, for the concept of paradise as being LA, is that it's psychologically it's a modern paradise as well. You know, Hollywood has done a very good job of exporting the idea of Hollywood to the rest of the world. And so all around the world, not only do people kind of know what LA looks like and should feel like, but, you know, we want to be Hollywood rock stars, influencers, A-list actors living in LA, and to be able to then make that go to hell, fill it with zombies, let you mess it up a little bit, has been a lot of fun.
Okay, so the tone in this game, is it a bit more serious, or is it a bit more fun, quirky, you can say?
Sure.
Yeah.
We've leaned hard on a very pulp tone, you know, and not just the sort of wonderful 80s kind of action movies, you know, blood splatter, RoboCop, and all of that kind of genre, the original Predator movie, but even classic pulp, you know, pulp noir and pulp magazines from the 20s and 30s, and they're all about larger-than-life, over-the-top characters who are, you know, bigger and badder and braver than any of us should be or could be, and that's okay. We're all here for it. We all want to do that. So that's the sort of tone we've really leaned on. It's hard. It's a very difficult act to marry a really serious tone with the kind of amazing over-the-top gameplay we have. You know, this really splattery, visceral, in-your-face zombies gnashing at you from 2 feet away, you know. That's the kind of combat we have. And then to try and tell a really serious story is a difficult balancing act. So what we decided to do was go for what we and other people call the rule of cool, which is that if it is cool enough, even if it wouldn't technically work that way in real life, we're going to go for it. We're going to do the cool thing. We're going to have the fun moment. We're going to have the over-the-top moment. So all of our characters are over the top. Our humor is very kind of dark and fun without being sort of jokey and slapstick.
Okay.
We just had a lot of fun with it, though.
In Dead Island 2, zombies are at the absolute core of the game. We're not about putting zombies as the sort of wallpaper backdrop, you know, to the story or the action. It's about being down on the streets, getting into the fight, and we've got characters to meet, we've got hub locations, we've got side quests to embark on, but it's all within the context and in the service of slaying zombies in spectacular ways, really deep tactical combat, really cool deep RPG systems as well that we've sort of carried across from the original Dead Island game. But it's all about the zombies in Dead Island 2.
If I can, you know, we talk a lot about our zombie slayers being thrivers, not just survivors. So we are a horror game, but we're a sort of a humorous horror action game, as opposed to a psychological themed survival horror game. You know, we want the horror to be, yes, that there is a horrible undead thing gnashing at your face, but not that, you know, we need to come to terms with your relationship with your father or whatever it is, right? The zombies are absolutely the focus.
Okay.
You know, humans aren't the enemy, zombies are the enemy. You are the cool slayer, zombies are the enemy.
Okay. What would you say is the biggest difference between Dead Island 1 and the sequel?
The combat really again is the sort of main area that again we've wanted to push. We've got the flesh system, which hopefully you saw in the presentation and the demo. So that's something that we've poured countless hours into. Khan mentioned our tech art director Dan Evans is hugely passionate about masterminding that tech, and it's really provided such potential really in improving the visceral nature of the combat. So not only does it look awesome, it's all fully procedural dismemberment. You can melt zombies from the clothes through to the skin, through to all the tissue beneath and the individual organs and the skeleton. But it crucially as well, though, it all ties into the gameplay, because our combat, it's not just about sort of hack and slash button mashing. There's a little bit more of a measured approach in it. You're having to sort of analyse what types of zombies am I coming up against. Maybe I'll customise my skill card deck in a slightly different way. Maybe I'll choose my weapon loadout slightly differently. So yeah, it's really that combat experience that we've wanted to push, so that we're really at the cutting edge, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I would say that the other main difference for me, again, as the narrative person, is that tone choice. Because the first game, sometimes I feel, it was trying to tell a very serious story in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
We are telling a fairly straightforward story. Now, I would like to be clear, though, that we have seeded a lot of details. We're not doing any exposition dumps. If you don't want to get into it, you don't have to. But there's a lot of wonderful little world-building details that we look at the concept of the infection and kind of what's going on there. A little bit more lore is happening in the background. For people who are interested, they can absolutely put together some clues, and I will be curious to see if they get to the answer we were thinking about. So between the thinking a little bit more about the overall infection and the lore, but also again that pulp tone, the humor, the banter, the back and forth, all of our characters are so over the top and larger than life that they're just having fun in the apocalypse, which is kind of the aspirational bit of it, right? The pulp character design.
Yeah. Sure. So Dead Island 2 is released on 3rd of February 2023, and I hope it really brings something new to the table for the fans, and we're in a really fantastic position, finally being able to deliver the game that everybody wanted, I think, hopefully after all these years.
And I think I'd say that one thing that Dead Island 2 I think is really good at is that there's no one right way to play. There's no one weapon or skill combination or whatever that is the obvious, metagame overpowered correct choice. It is all about constantly changing up your methods, constantly reskilling. You can respec your skills literally in midair. You can take off for a jump kick and respec your skills and land with a different set of skills. And so it's all about finding the way that you like to play, the way that you enjoy playing, the kinds of weapons you enjoy having. Mod the heck out of those. Go nuts. Have fun. It is a total combat toy box that we have made for you, and we hope you really enjoy it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.